Hi, my name is Joe Ross, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about something that I love talking about, I'm excited to talk about, which is how can you be spiritually minded without a belief in God or even the paranormal or spiritual realms or anything like that. So here's the important part of it all. Being spiritual doesn't have to do with interacting with spiritual beings out there and other dimensions and heaven and hell and demons and angels and all that stuff. Being spiritual has to do with interacting with your own spirit and the spirits of all those around you. This type of thinking can lead to just as rich of a spiritual experience for everybody as religion. So when I talk about the spirit of, myself or somebody else, I'm not talking about an eternal soul, although I think the word soul can also be applied. I'm talking about your psyche, basically, but the experience that you have within your own head, the thoughts, the emotions. There's so many real things that happen within your own mind. They're not physical things out in the world, but they're real. Pain, love, happiness. All these things are real things. They exist in the universe and people feel them. And these are all spiritual things, in my opinion. So I don't know if there's another word other than spirit that describes all this. I've heard the word qualia, which is a sort of scientific term that tries to encompass some of this stuff. But I like the word spirit. We even use the word spirit like this often and don't realize it. For example, we can say that person has a good spirit. We can talk about the spirit of artwork, which I think still applies, because a person took those emotions and thoughts and creativity, everything, and put it into a physical thing. So really, if you look at art, for example, it stems from somebody's spirit. So I think the word spirit can appropriately be used in this way, but it's got to be defined with the person you're talking to per conversation. And that's why I'm talking about it right now. So the important thing with this use of the word spirit and spiritual is that you have all these experiences, whether God exists or not. It doesn't actually have anything to do with God. And if you believe in God and you need more convincing, think of this example. Other people that argue a religion that don't believe in the same God you believe in also have this experience in regards to their own God, but you believe that their God doesn't exist. So those people who believe in some other God that doesn't exist still have spiritual experiences. And that just brings home the point that you don't need a God to have those spiritual experiences. Here's another aspect of the use of this word spiritual having to do with the mind, which is that all this stuff we're talking about, the awe of the universe, thinking about eternity, thinking about other dimensions, speculating on the existence of mankind, or the existence, of the universe, how things came into being, all those types of things that religions also think about, all happen within our own mind. Now, I'm not going to deny maybe there, like I said before in other episodes, maybe there's something out there, but whether there is or not, all these things are still happening within our own mind. So acknowledging that is important. And we can share our own religious or spiritual thinking with other people through just direct conversation, but also stories, mythologies, artwork, also things like just body language and how we interact with people can, instill how we treat others. And that's clearly solidly on religious ground. How people treat other people and ethics these are all traditionally religious topics. And I think that they are spiritual topics, and that we can, converse and interact with people in a very complex set of ways, and we can spread our spirit to other people in that way, like I said, through artwork or stories or just interactions on a daily basis. So the interesting thing about this is that this is how religions spread. A set of people believe in a specific god or story or mythology or whatever, and they spread it to new people. Now that may be their children, or they may go out in the world and try to spread what they believe to be the truth, or at least, what they believe to be important to other people. So you can have a large set of human beings believing in the same God, and to me that sort of makes the God real. I'm not saying the God is outside the mind, but a God in the mind of 2 billion people is significant. That's not nothing. I wouldn't say the God in that sense doesn't exist. He's there in the minds of 2 billion people who share thoughts about his characteristics and how they think this God influences their lives and things like that. I think atheists are traditionally critical of this type of God in the minds of so many people because they're focused on whether that God exists outside the minds of the people. That's all they're focused on. Truth, factual, scientific truth. Which, they're right. I don't think the God does exist outside the minds of the people. But they're not thinking about all the spiritual information going from person to person and just spreading through society that is an actual substantial effect. This is something. So it's not that the God is powerless. It's that the God is made up of a portion of the minds of billions of people. So here's an interesting thought. I can't help but wonder if you can get the benefits of religion with a religious structure without actually believing scientifically in the truth of the claims. So I see people do this on, personal level. Like I know people that are Jewish that are atheists, that don't believe in God, but they find value in their religion. I think this is more common in Eastern philosophies, which you could call religions like Buddhism and Taoism and things like that. The people are a little more free to make their own decisions, and the dogmas aren't as strong, it seems. In most cases, there's obviously exceptions. The dogmas aren't as strong as they are in Christianity or Islam, for example. So to keep following this line of thinking, I wonder if there's a way to customize religious beliefs to be beneficial. People can hold them and think about them, hold them mentally and think about those religious beliefs while still having access to the scientific truths that they learn in life. So I'm going to talk about that more on another episode, but for now, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. I want to know what you guys' opinions are on any of these topics, and I'll try to respond to every comment. Thanks.